Hello guys, welcome to Dr. Science. So today we are going to talk about dendritic cells, and dendritic cells comes under innate immunity. So please watch my previous episodes to know more about the differences between innate and adaptive immunity. So let's start. I'll give a brief explanation of what is going on. So dendritic cells, they are also called as interdigitating dendritic cells. Okay, so what is meant by this? Suppose this is the dendritic cell here. They have these processes. These processes are like digits. Okay, these are the digits, and they have this space in between them. So they are called as interdigitating dendritic cells, and these look like dendrites, right? So hence the name interdigitating dendritic cells. Not only that, dendritic cells are, so suppose here is a dendritic cell, are also called as antigen presenting cell. Why they are called as antigen presenting cell? Suppose this is a dendritic cell here, and there is a virus here, virus or a bacteria. What this dendritic cell will do? This dendritic cell will eat this bacteria, and it will digest this bacteria inside. Once it is digested, it will display the antigen or the bacteria on its surface. Okay, so and once this antigen is displayed on the surface, the T helper cells or the T cells will come and eat this bacteria. Okay, hence they are called as antigen presenting cells. Okay, they present this antigen to the T cells. That's why they are called as antigen presenting cells. So why dendritic cells are called as a key players? Okay, they are the key players in antigen presentation. There are 4 reasons. First, I will tell you why they are called as the key players in antigen presentation. Dendritic cells are present at the right place. Okay, they are present at the right place at the right time. Suppose this is the skin here, and this is the epidermis of the skin, and these are the microbes, outside microbes sitting on the skin, and below this epidermis there are these dendritic cells. Okay, not only dendritic cells, there are cells which are immature. These yellow color cells are called as immature dendritic cells. These immature dendritic cells which are below the epidermis, they are known as Langerhans dendritic cells. Okay, Langerhans dendritic cells. So they are present at the right place at the right time. Okay, they are ready to attack the outside microbes. Hence, that is one point. The second point is dendritic cells, they have a lot of toll-like receptors and C-type lectin receptors. What are these? These help in binding of bacteria. Okay, please watch my previous videos to know more about toll-like receptor and C-type lectin receptors. So these helps in binding of bacteria or antigen. Okay, not only that, once the dendritic cells are activated, they will go to the lymph node. Okay, suppose this is the lymph node here. This lymph node is divided into parts. The outer part, okay, wait a second, the outer part here is called as cortex. The inner part here is called as medulla. and the middle part present here is called as paracortex. So in the cortex you will mainly see B cells, whereas in the paracortex you will mainly see T cells, whereas in the medulla you will be mainly see plasma cells. Okay. So once dendritic cells are activated, they will go to the lymph node. Suppose here is our dendritic cell, it will go to the lymph node, and in the lymph node they will activate this paracortex. Okay, they will activate the paracortex. In the paracortex, what type of cells are present? There are T cells, right? These T cells gets activated, and once T cells get activated, they kill the virus. So that is the third point regarding the dendritic cells, why they are called as a key players. The fourth point is the dendritic cells, they have a lot of MHC type 1 and type 2 receptors. These receptors are needed for the activation of T cells. Okay, so those were the 4 points regarding why dendritic cells are called as key players of antigen presentation. Okay, not only that, there are other cells called as follicular dendritic cells. So what are these follicular dendritic cells? Okay, suppose this is a lymph node here. This lymph node have follicles. So this is a follicle and here is a follicle, and this primary follicle will eventually mature into secondary follicle. So suppose this is the secondary follicle. In the secondary follicle there is a center, and this center is called as germinal center. Okay, and in this germinal center you will find this follicular dendritic cells. So what is the specialty of this follicular dendritic cell? Suppose these are the follicular dendritic cell. These follicular dendritic cell, they have receptors for IgG Fc portion. Okay, what is meant by this? What is IgG Fc portion? As you know, antibodies are of different types: IgG, IgA, IgM, IgE and IgD. So IgG is, suppose this is the IgG antibody, it contains two parts. This is the Fab portion here, the one, and this is the Fc portion of the antibody. Okay, so here this is the Fab portion. Okay, and here is the Fc portion of the immunoglobulin G antibody. So this IgG antibody, so follicular dendritic cell have IgG Fc portion receptor. This is a receptor for that antibody. Okay, so what will happen, we will see. So these are the follicular dendritic cells, and suppose this is the antibody, IgG antibody, and this is the Fc portion, and here is bacteria binding with it. So what will happen? The follicular dendritic cells are having receptor for this antibody. So this will go and bind here. This will go and bind here. Okay, and once it binds, what it will do? It will go and activate the B cells, and B cells will eventually convert into plasma cells, and plasma cells will produce a lot of antibodies. Not only that, follicular dendritic cells have receptor for C3b. Okay, C3b is a type of complement protein. Suppose this is the C3b proteins. C3b is a type of complement protein, and here is a bacteria, and these all bind with this C3b receptor. And what will happen again? They will activate B cells, and these B cells will convert into plasma cells. Plasma cells will produce antibodies. Okay, so that was about that was about dendritic cell. So here, as you can see, this is the dendritic cell here, and it will travel to the lymph node here. The outer part is called as the cortex, inner part is called as the medulla, and the in between it is called as paracortex. Outside you will find, outside you will find B cells, here you will find T cells, and in medulla you find plasma cells. Okay. Thank you for listening.